Imagine two people, same age, same salary, same job. 30 years later, one is financially free. The other is still living paycheck to paycheck. The difference wasn't luck. It wasn't intelligence. It wasn't even how much they earned. It all came down to one habit: what they did the moment they got paid. Today, I'll show you the exact payday system that quietly builds wealth, and why most people unknowingly do the exact opposite. Before we begin, most financial advice tells you to earn more money, but earning more doesn't automatically make you wealthier. If that were true, every high-income earner would be rich. Yet many doctors, lawyers, athletes, and business owners still struggle financially. Why? Because income doesn't create wealth. Financial habits do. In this video, we'll cover 5 simple principles that can completely change the way you use every paycheck. Let's begin with the biggest mistake almost everyone makes. Part 1. The payday trap. What happens when your salary arrives? For most people, the paycheck hits their bank account. Bills get paid. Shopping starts. Food gets ordered. Subscriptions renew. Maybe they buy something they've wanted all month. If there's anything left, they promise themselves they'll save it, but there usually isn't. That's why millions of people earn decent salaries, yet never seem to move ahead financially. The problem isn't income. It's the order in which money gets spent. If you don't tell your money where to go, it will disappear on its own. Then something even more dangerous happens. As income increases, lifestyle increases too. A nicer apartment, a newer car, more expensive vacation, better restaurants. The paycheck grows, but expenses grow just as fast. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the biggest reasons people stay stuck for decades. Wealthy people think differently. Instead of asking, "What can I buy?" they ask, "What can this paycheck build?" That single question changes everything. Part 2. Pay yourself first. Now let's talk about the single habit that separates people who build wealth from people who only earn money. It's called pay yourself first. It sounds simple, but most people do the exact opposite. They pay everyone else first: the landlord, the bank, the utility company, the grocery store, the credit card company, and if there's anything left, they save it. The problem is there's almost never anything left. That's why saving feels so difficult. Not because you don't earn enough, but because you're saving last. Wealthy people flip that order. The moment their paycheck arrives, a percentage automatically moves into savings or investment before they spend a single dollar. Why? Because they know something most people don't. What's left over gets spent. Whether you earn $3,000 a month or $30,000, your lifestyle will naturally expand to fit your income if you let it. That's why so many high-income earners still live paycheck to paycheck. More income doesn't solve poor financial habits. Better habits do. Here's a simple example. Imagine you earn $4,000 a month. If you automatically invest just 10%, that's $400 every payday. At first it doesn't feel life-changing, but month after month, year after year, that money starts growing. Not just because you're adding more, but because your investments begin earning returns too. This is called compound growth. Think of it like planting a tree. On the first day nothing looks different. After 1 month still not much. But give it 10 or 20 years, and that tiny seed becomes something powerful. Money works the same way. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. That's why time is often more important than the amount you invest. Another mistake people make is waiting. I'll start investing when I earn more. I'll start next year. I'll start after I get a promotion. The problem is next year often becomes 5 years later, and those lost years can never be recovered. Instead, start with whatever you can afford today. It doesn't have to be a huge amount. The habit matters more than the number. Even better, automate it. Set up an automatic transfer every payday. That way you don't rely on motivation, because motivation comes and goes. A good system keeps working even when you don't feel like it. Remember, the goal isn't to save what's left after spending. The goal is to spend what's left after you've invested in your future. And once you've built that habit, there's one thing you need to eliminate before your wealth can really grow: high-interest debt. Part 3. Eliminate high-interest debt and build your safety net. Imagine this. You invest $300 every month into the stock market. You're excited because you're finally investing, but at the same time, you're carrying a credit card balance charging 20% interest every year. Without realizing it, you're trying to build wealth, while your debt is quietly pulling you backward. That's why one of the smartest financial moves you can make isn't finding the perfect investment. It's eliminating expensive debt. Think about it. If an investment earns you around 8% a year, but your credit card charges 20%, you're losing money faster than you're growing it. Before trying to make your money work harder, stop giving so much of it away. Not all debt is bad. A mortgage or a business loan that helps generate income can sometimes be useful, but high-interest consumer debt is different. Credit cards, personal loans, buy now, pay later purchases. These are often used to buy things that lose value quickly, while the interest keeps growing. That's why so many people feel trapped. Their paycheck arrives, but a big part of it immediately disappears into debt payments. The solution is simple. Make paying off high-interest debt a priority. Every extra dollar you put toward it is a guaranteed improvement to your financial future. Once that debt is under control, build something just as important: an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. Your car breaks down. You lose your job. A medical bill appears. A major appliance stops working. These things happen to everyone. The difference is some people reach for a credit card. Others reach for their emergency savings. That's exactly what an emergency fund is for. It's not there to make you rich. It's there to stop one unexpected problem from becoming a financial disaster. A good goal is to build 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. This gives you time to handle emergencies without going back into debt. Think of it as your financial safety net. It protects everything else you're working so hard to build. Once you've eliminated expensive debt and built your emergency fund, you finally have a strong financial foundation. Now every paycheck can start doing what it was always meant to do: build long-term wealth through investing. Part 4. Invest the right way. Now that you've built a strong financial foundation, no high-interest debt, an emergency fund, and a habit of paying yourself first, it's time for your money to start working for you. Because there's one thing every wealthy person understands: you can only work for money for so long. Eventually your money has to start working for you. This is where investing changes everything. But here's the mistake most beginners make. They think successful investing means finding the next Apple, the next Tesla, or the next company that will make them rich overnight. In reality, most long-term wealth is built much more simply. Instead of chasing hot stocks, many successful investors consistently invest in low-cost index funds. Why? Because an index fund doesn't rely on one company succeeding. It spreads your money across hundreds of businesses. If one company struggles, others continue growing. This reduces risk while allowing your money to grow with the overall market over time. Just as important, don't try to time the market. Many people wait for the perfect moment to invest. The problem is nobody knows when that moment is. Even professional investors get it wrong. That's why successful investors focus on time in the market, not timing the market. They invest consistently, every payday, whether the market is up or down. This strategy is called dollar cost averaging. Sometimes you'll buy at higher prices, sometimes at lower prices. Over time your average cost balances out. More importantly, you remove emotions from investing, and emotions are often an investor's biggest enemy. When markets fall, many people panic and sell. Experienced investors stay calm, because they know market drops are normal. History has shown that while markets experience short-term ups and downs, they've rewarded patient investors over the long term. The biggest advantage isn't finding the perfect investment, it's staying invested. Because every year your money remains invested, it has another chance to grow. And eventually your investments begin earning returns on previous returns. That's the true power of compound growth. One day you'll realize something incredible. Your investments are earning money, even while you're sleeping. That's when you stop depending entirely on your paycheck, and start building real financial freedom. But there's one final step that separates financially secure people from truly wealthy people. They don't rely on just one source of income. They build multiple streams of income over time. Part 5. Build more than one income stream. By this point, you've done everything right. You pay yourself first. You've eliminated high-interest debt. You have an emergency fund. And you're investing consistently. But there's one final lesson that separates financially secure people from truly wealthy people. They don't rely on just one paycheck. Think about it. What would happen if your only source of income disappeared tomorrow? How long could you continue paying your bills? For many people, the answer is only a few weeks. That's because they've built their entire financial life around one income source, one job, one employer, one paycheck. Wealthy people think differently. They understand that relying on one income stream is risky. So over time, they build assets that generate income even when they're not working. This doesn't happen overnight. They don't wake up with 5 businesses or multiple rental properties. They start small. Maybe it's dividends from investment. Maybe it's a side business. Maybe it's digital products. Maybe it's rental income. The important thing isn't how you start. It's that you begin building assets that produce money on their own. Because every asset you own becomes another worker earning money for you. Eventually your investments produce income. Your side business grows. Your assets begin covering some of your monthly expenses, then more, and more, until one day your paycheck is no longer your lifeline. It's simply another tool for building even more wealth. That's what financial freedom really means. Not buying expensive things, not showing off on social media, but having the freedom to make decisions without constantly worrying about money. So, let's bring everything together. Every payday, follow this simple system. First, pay yourself first. Invest before you spend. Second, eliminate high-interest debt. Stop paying unnecessary interest. Third, build an emergency fund. Protect yourself from life's unexpected surprises. Fourth, invest consistently. Don't chase quick money. Let time and compound growth work for you. Fifth, build multiple income streams. Create assets that continue producing income long after you've earned your paycheck. None of these steps will make you rich overnight, but repeated month after month, year after year, they can completely transform your financial future. Remember, the goal isn't to look rich. The goal is to become financially free. Because financial freedom isn't built by one big decision. It's built by hundreds of small, smart decisions, made every single payday. So the next time your salary arrives, don't ask yourself, what can I buy? Ask yourself, what can this paycheck build? That one question could change the rest of your life. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, and subscribe to Tom Explain Money for more practical, easy to understand financial advice every week. And before you go, let me know in the comments, what's the first thing you'll do differently when your next paycheck arrives? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.